Time then for our X30 mini final here at Whilton Mill for round 2 of the Whilton Mill Kart Club Championships 2019. Another 21 karts here going for the glory and the trophies at the end of the day and the championship points, but we'll talk about championship later in the season, of course. Let's go for a grid then for this X30 mini final. A class that so far has been dominated by our pole sitter. Theo Mercuris starts this one from pole position. Luca Benest alongside him on the front row. Alfie Briggs, brilliant third heat, was quiet in heats 1 and 2. Watch out for him. This could be a big race for him. Alongside him on the second row is Bradley Beavers. Luke Watson and Antonis Sofroniou are on row 3. Gabriel Stilp and Ellis Bourchier are on row 4. Sam Baker and Leo Brown will round out the top 10 on row 5. Harry Pears and JJ Russell start on row 6. Jack Sherwood and Harry Gilson on row 7. Lewis Spires, apologies, I've been calling him Spears throughout the whole day. Apologies. Lewis Spires starts on row 8 alongside Alexander Renner. Row 9, Luke Garlick and Aidan Line, as I say, on row 9. Row 10, Nathan Browning and Louis Johnston Cool. Jack Cox, on my sheet at least, is 21st on the grid, but I don't actually think he's out there on circuit. So here we go then. 11 minutes plus 1 lap. It's the X30 mini final, and it is go. Great start from Theo Mercuris. Defends straight away to his right. Fends off Luca Benest. And up the run to Christmas they go. Theo Mercuris will lead. Luca Benest is there in second. Alfie Briggs still in third. The rest of them all filing through, all 20 drivers through the first couple of corners. Everyone trying to find their positions on the way down to Ashby. Everyone running very, very well at this stage of the race. It's towards the back of the field. I think that might have been, I'm not sure, that might have been Louis Johnston Cool. Troubles with the kart, slow out of Ashby. In fact, no, it is Harry Gilson who's slow and Luke Garlick is slow through sector 2, but Theo Mercuris leads. Luke Watts has got himself up to second place from 5th on the grid. Great start there from Luke Watts. Drivers filing through the order. Down the hill to Ashby Corner now. Long, long way to go. We saw how things went back and forth in the Iame Cadet final a mere moments ago. But can anybody challenge Theo Mercuris for this victory? Here's the number 27. This is Harry Pears, who had an incident in the third heat, so he's a little bit out of position relative to how he did in heats 1 and 2. But there's your leader, Theo Mercuris, out ahead of Luke Watts. Moving up the inside there, that looks like Gabriel Stilp. And a move being done there as well by the number 48 of Aidan Line, another driver who has had good heats and bad heats so far today. He's starting to make his way back through. That's past the 77 of Ellis Bourchier. Back with the battle here at the just a little further way up the order for 6th place. Alfie Briggs, the number 47, and Gabriel Stilp, the number 42. So Stilp has got past Briggs on that last lap. Harry Pears has a little look at Aidan Line there, Luca Benest, apologies, the 49 instead of the 48. Leaders, though, keeping each other honest. Theo Mercuris leads by 0.4 of a second. They're a further second ahead of Bradley Beavers. And then it's these two drivers here. Luca Benest, the number 49. Harry Pears, the number 27. All these drivers, really impressive pace. Everyone is setting fastest lap times for them. Luke Watts has just gone fastest of them all, though, 47.24. Now, we have seen times down towards the 47 zeros at times in this class today, so we know they can go quicker. But quarter of a second, currently the gap between Mercouris and Watts. And here are the leaders. Theo Mercouris really under a lot of pressure now from Luke Watts. That is much less than a quarter of a second. They come round the final corner with 7 minutes on the clock. Theo Mercouris is having to work hard for this 0.2 of a second between Mercouris and Watts. Watts is going to get a good run here, but he was a little bit wide out of turn 2. And Theo Mercouris just has enough speed to hold him off, to resist any kind of attack from Luke Watts. Bradley Beaver's in a bit of no man's land now. He's in 3rd place. He's a second and a half down on this battle, but he's 2 seconds clear of the battle between Harry Peers and Luca Benest, who that has changed. Harry Peers is up to 4th place now, ahead of Luca Benest. Theo Mercouris trying to resist this pressure now from Luke Watts. Another 45 seconds or so gone, and the lap times are astonishing here. And Luke Watts and Theo Mercouris, well, they've both set their fastest laps of the day. They are 1/100th of a second apart. Luke Watts, the first driver in this class into the 46s today at 46.99. That's not the critical thing right now. The critical thing is that Mercouris still leads this race. Coming onto the back straight now on lap 7. And Theo Mercouris will lead for another lap. A little bit wide again from Luke Watts. Needs to be careful of that with the track limits. Drivers coming through. Gabriel Stilps just got up to 5th place ahead of Luca Benest. Luca Benest has also lost a position now to Alfie Briggs. So Alfie Briggs starting to come back through the order. Making their way back down the hill now. Back down towards Ashby Corner. And one of the overtaking opportunities on this Whilton Mill International Circuit. This X30 mini final just bubbling away. It's not quite sprung into life yet, but plenty of tight battles out there on circuit. Really, at the moment, Harry Peers is trying to pull this group along. They're trying to work together almost as a group of about 8. There's your 2 leaders. Mercouris still ahead of Watts, and it is the last 3 laps they've set 46.9 and 47.0 seconds within 5/100ths of a second of each other. They are so close together. 0.17 of a second is now the gap, or was the gap, over start finish last time around. And for me at the moment, I look at this and I see what Luke Watts is doing. I think he's just going to leave this until the last opportunity. Put Theo Mercouris under all this pressure. They know they're clear. They know they're clear with Bradley Beavers behind. And Luke Watts just wants to take the victory and will try and do it on the last lap. Meanwhile, further down the order, Gabriel Stilps got past Harry Peers. Gabriel Stilp is up to 4th place now. Luca Benest is fighting back as well. He's just taken 7th place back off Aidan Line. And I think this is the battle. This is the battle for 4th. This battle here, that group of 3, the group of 2 and then another group of 3. This is 4th down to 11th place, I reckon. Still the leaders really, really hot on the pace. Both of them in the 46.8s last time around. Here's the battle for 4th place. Gabriel Stilp still ahead of Harry Peers, and the number 47 of Alfie Briggs not too far behind. We saw Briggs and Stilp be involved in a fantastic battle in Heat 3. Which saw Gabriel Stilp go from 6th to 4th in the matter of a couple of corners on the last lap of Heat 3. Something tells me they're about to do it all over again. But Gabriel Stilp, very knowledgeable driver, great support behind him. Knows how to deal with this pressure from the likes of Harry Peers and Alfie Briggs. These three really are starting to break away though from Aidan Lyne and Luca Benest behind. They've traded positions again, so Luca Benest back ahead of Aidan Lyne now for 7th place. Leaders still trading lap times, both in the 46.8s, by far the quickest 2 lap times we've seen so far today. And they've got first and second sewn up. It's just a question of who finishes in either of those positions. Bradley Beavers. Got to say, Bradley Beavers has been fantastic today as well. I know we're not watching him, but he's still there in 3rd place, doing a fantastic job. And here's the lead battle. Oh, no! And Luke Watts is off. Luke Watts is off and out of 2nd place. He's going to lose 3rd to Bradley Beavers and more as well. And there was contact there between Theo Mercuris and Bradley Beavers. Now it looked as if, Luke Watts, of course. Now let's look at this again. Well, you see, Luke Watts was behind. Probably could have lifted or braked. I'm going to sit on the fence and say racing incident there between Mercuris and Luke Watts. But the critical thing is, it means Luke Watts has now fallen down to 13th position. It's now Mercuris in the lead by almost 3 seconds ahead of Bradley Beavers. Gabriel Stilp is there in 3rd place now, so this battle that we've been talking about for 4th, and in fact it's no, it's not changed. It's still Stilp ahead of Peers and Briggs, so this is now a fight for the last spot on the podium. The drivers will know that. They'll have seen Luke Watts be in trouble a couple of laps ago and fall down from 2nd place. Ten seconds to go on the clock, so this will be marginal as to whether we start another lap or not. In fact, I don't think we will. Time has expired, so the leader will see the last lap board. There it is. It's denoted on timing as well. So we are now onto the last lap of the Iame Cadet final. Theo Mercuris has just got to get round one more lap to take a win again in this class, ahead of Bradley Beavers, who hasn't put a foot wrong all day. But this is where the battle is. The last place on the podium, which has now been joined by Luca Benest. It's a 4-way scrap for the final spot on the podium here in X30 Mini. '27 runs a little bit wide. That wasn't good for Harry Peers trying to come onto the back straight, but here comes Theo Mercuris, who's going to take another win here at Whilton Mill. Theo Mercuris takes the win in X30 Mini. He wins round 2 of the Whilton Mill Kart Club Championship for 2019 in X30 Mini. 2nd place is Bradley Beavers, and 3rd on the line is Gabriel Stilp. A brilliant drive from Gabriel Stilp, holding off all that pressure. Harry Peers is 4th, Alfie Briggs is 5th. 6th place for Luca Benest, who might be a little bit disappointed having started on the front row. 7th for Aidan Lyne. 8th for Ellis Bourchier. 9th for Antonis Sofroniou. 10th place, wrapping out the top 10, is Jack Cox, who came from the back of the grid as well. So that's a brilliant result for Jack Cox. 11th place for Alexander Renner. 12th for Lewis Spires, 13th Luke Watts, 14th Sam Baker, 15th Leo Brown, 16th Nathan Browning, 17th Louis Johnston Cool, 18th for Jack Sherwood, 19th Harry Gilson, and 20th was Luke Garlick. Well, there is your winner, Theo Mercuris. Very, very happy with that as the rest of the field comes in, but that driver there, Luke Watts, he might be a little bit annoyed with what happened there with about a quarter of the race to go. He was in 2nd place, he was challenging for the lead. That contact, that racing incident with Theo Mercuris means he finishes down in 13th. Well, pure drama all day in the X30 Minis, and that's them done for the day. We're going to take a short break on the commentary and be back with the Junior Max and Mini Max final very soon.